I'm an addict named Albert, and just like to give you a little bit of information on where these meditations came from and how they were developed. Um, there's a lot of need for meditation in our program, and there's no real guidelines on how to do it and on what's right and what's not. And this presentation is not an endorsement of any one way. This we are presenting here is one way of meditation, and some people might not call it meditation. A lot of people I know, they consider meditation that quiet time. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to guide you through a series of images, and basically where these meditations came from is from a series of workshops that were done out in Ohio. All the material for these meditations was derived from the basic text. They are based in 12-step recovery, according to the Narcotics Anonymous way, and like I said, they're not. This isn't an endorsement of any one way. Any time you hear God, remember that it's God as you understand Him, and I don't really think I can remember anything else to say. So, music, maestro. Okay, begin by sitting upright in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and begin to become aware of your breathing. Breathe in slowly, then exhale gently, trying to keep an even rhythm. Now tighten the muscles in your forehead for a few seconds, then relax them. Do the same with your eyes and eyelids while keeping the rhythm of your breathing unbroken. Now your facial muscles tighten and relax. Become aware of the muscles in your neck, and when you relax them, feel the tension flowing out of your body as you exhale. Next, release the tension in your shoulders in the same manner. Now your chest. Move down to your stomach and abdominal muscles, tightening for a few seconds. Now relax. Next, do the same with your upper back muscles. Now your lower back muscles. Now tighten the muscles in your thighs while breathing deeply and evenly. Now relax. Move down to your calves. Next, tighten your ankles and relax. Now your feet and relax. Now tighten every muscle in your body at once and relax. Now with your body completely relaxed, let your tongue rest and float loosely in your mouth. Now, just concentrate on your breathing, in and out, letting the tension leave your body. You may find your mind wandering. Don't fight this from happening. Rather, bring your concentration gently back to your breathing and relax. I want you to create a sanctuary in your mind, a place where you can feel totally at peace with yourself and your surroundings. What it is and what it looks like is entirely up to you. For some, it may be a room with comfortable furniture and a fireplace. For others, a sandy beach by the ocean, or a golden meadow, a mountaintop, or a garden with all kinds of flowers in it. It should be a place where you will want to return often, and a place where you can enjoy solitude or be able to invite in anyone you want. Above all, this sanctuary will be your special place where you can go to hear that inner voice of guidance to become God-centered. Take a few moments to create and visualize that special place in your mind. That place where you feel completely at home and at peace with your surroundings. See yourself being happy, relaxed, and serene as you open your mind to new ideas. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on NA unity. Let yourself surrender selfish interests as I becomes we. Feel what it is to belong. We are safe and protected in our unity. Know the joy that results from being a part of. It is from this union that we draw the strength to recover. We now realize that all growth comes from this surrender. Now we seek guidance. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. Become aware that we do have a purpose, and we are guided by the collective conscience. We are one, no part greater or lesser than any other. In NA, we are led by example and suggested direction. Because we are clean today, we are all examples to those who want what we have. By setting a good example, we are good leaders. Feel what it is like to be trusted. Now extend this trust to all who serve. We are all trusted servants, and at no time do any of us govern. Narcotics Anonymous is a God-given program. We maintain our group dignity only through group conscience and God's love. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop using. Feel this freedom. We are free to be members just by saying it is so. Become aware of the desire to stop using. To recover. See that this is the foundation of our unity. It is what we have in common. Feel what it is to be totally accepted. Now extend this acceptance towards all others. Each group should be autonomous, except in matters affecting other groups or NA as a whole. Feel what it is like to be God assured. Self-governing. Responsible. See decisions being made as we are guided by that power greater than ourselves. See solutions being in harmony with our spiritual principles. Through our autonomy, with God's guidance, our needs are met, and we can focus on our primary purpose. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. Picture a newcomer at their first meeting. See that person as they are, afraid, hopeless, and without direction. Feel the love that the group sends to this newcomer. Listen for a moment to the honest sharing of members who have found a new way of life. See the light of hope in the eyes of the newcomer as they hear the promise of freedom. Imagine embracing this newcomer, helping them to feel welcome, encouraging them to keep coming back. Rest in the assurance that the message has been delivered and our primary purpose has been fulfilled. An NA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the NA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, or prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Be aware that this is our protection, our help to preserve our purpose. Let go of old ideas of money, property, or prestige with the awareness that when we live spiritually oriented lives, the things we care about most will come. In NA, we do not struggle for control. We surrender. We concentrate on our priorities of recovery and unity. Every NA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Feel the freedom which comes from being fully self-supporting. independence, protection from compromise, know the joy that comes from giving rather than taking. Realize that being self-supporting means more than money. We rely on the 12 steps and 12 traditions of Narcotics Anonymous for recovery. Without dependence on any outside entities for support. Feel the dignity, caring, and pride in our fellowship that results from being fully self-supporting. Narcotics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. The therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. This is the foundation of the 8th tradition. Become aware that it is essential to our recovery that we freely give what was freely given to us. When we do this, our motivations remain pure and our message is clear. Our gratitude for our new way of life ensures that the miracle of recovery is freely available to all who seek it. NA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. The key to this tradition lies in being directly responsible to those we serve. Take a moment to think of serving others. Of being responsible to something greater than ourselves. Feel selfish motives slip away as doing God's will becomes a reality in our lives. When we concern ourselves with the needs of others, our own needs are already being met. Narcotics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues. Hence, the NA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. The 10th tradition frees us from the perceived responsibility of saving the world. We concern ourselves with what we know best: recovery from addiction. Feel what it is like not having to be concerned with giving advice. Not having to know the answers. Free to mind our own business. Focus on the experience, strength, and hope we find in Narcotics Anonymous. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. Feel the attraction that first drew us to Narcotics Anonymous. Remember when we first felt hope. See the addicts who are at that first meeting. Hear the words, live and enjoy life without the use of drugs. Become aware of the love and concern we first felt in NA. Know that alone we are powerless, but together we bring the hope of recovery to the world. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Anonymity. It means one of many. The same as. As we work together for our common welfare, we achieve the true spirit of anonymity, and the awakening of humility occurs. We now see that the spiritual principle of anonymity makes us all equal. It is one of the basic elements of our recovery, and it so pervades our traditions and our fellowship. Rest now in our unity and feel secure in the knowledge that as long as we remember these principles, personalities have no power. Slowly, at your own pace, let yourself become aware of your surroundings. Open your eyes gradually and end your meditation. Take some time to reflect on what has just happened and feel the gratitude for finding such a wonderful place, knowing that you can and will be returning many times. It's an open meeting now. Anybody that would like to come up and share, please feel free to come up and share on your experiences of this meditation, or perhaps some other experiences that you might have had with meditation.
I'm an addict. My name's Penny.
Hi, Penny.
I kept seeing this light. You know, I've tried meditation throughout my recovery, and just lately I've been like really serious about it. I guess basically what I've always tried to do that didn't work was to clear my mind of everything. And it's like somebody had shared with me, that's like if they say, don't think of elephants for the next 5 minutes, what are you going to think of? And it made sense. So I'm trying not to think of nothing, you know, and it just didn't work. So like try to focus on something peaceful to me, and you know, it's just like I love plants and water and just my own little world, and you know, that was neat. What I just experienced was, you know, I had the plants and trees around me and just the water flowing. And as we got up further in the traditions, this was like this bright light shining through, and I couldn't see what it was, but it was just like this light shining on me, and I felt like redeemed, or I don't know, I couldn't explain it, but it felt good. I didn't know where it was coming from, like to build up to that anonymity. It was a neat experience, and being the same. You know, we're all the same. Just to remember why we're here, you know. I heard this might be on, this was on traditions, and the one earlier today was on steps, and I thought, oh, you know I need to know about traditions, and, you know, but I guess it was fear of the unknown. I didn't know what to expect, and, you know, I know a lot of times all my emotions are based on fear, and, I don't want to ramble on too much. Would anybody else like to share?
I'm an addict. My name's Nat.
Hi, Nat.
And I like getting with meditation. It sort of calms me down. And, you know, I'm generally a person that's, I don't know, I tend to think of myself as intellectualizing stuff a lot. And I'm always on the go. And even if I'm just sitting in the same spot in a workshop for a day, you know, I'm always thinking about what's going on. And it feels good. You know, kind of slow down my mental process and take a look at you know, get some kind of direction and some spiritual guidance. And like with my concept of a higher power, you know, I know I need to get that with the help of others, but it has to come through myself. And you know, as I understand my conscience, it's inside of me, and getting in touch with that is something you know, that meditation is real helpful with. You know, I like the idea of meditating about, you know, group principles, about the traditions. That's helpful for me, you know, it gets me out of myself, and makes me take a look at, you know, what I'm doing at my place, you know, just at my place, because my place in Narcotics Anonymous is my place. And, you know, I try not to get, like, real far away from meditation, because I don't get, you know, I don't get real deep and spiritual and start seeing lights and all that kind of stuff. You know, maybe someday I'll be able to, but you know, I just kind of think about what I'm doing, and you know, what I'm doing, trying to to you know, live this. And you know, things happen like throughout my day. I start, you know, thinking about Narcotics Anonymous, and in the shower and laying in bed. And you know, I try and get with different types of formal meditation at times. Um, you know, and what I tend to do is internalize it and take a look at what I have to do. Um, you know, my sponsor told me that you know, to get with alpha waves or something, and you know, take a look at what I got to do. And I don't quite understand it, but you know, it's kind of helpful, and you know, I'm not sure like what's the difference between guided imagery and meditation. You know, if anybody's got something about that, you know, that would be helpful because you know, I've heard meditation described as like stopping the thought process, you know, keeping it blank, and I try and do that sometimes, and you know, I guess I'm mildly successful. It works for a little while, and you know, guided imagery got me thinking about stuff, and it's helpful because what I'm able to do is prior, able to put first things first. You know, get my priorities in order, understand what I'm supposed, you know, get in touch with what I'm supposed to be doing, and I kind of draw on the strength of people around me and you know, spiritual principles to be able to do that. And you know, I like meditating, and it's helpful for me. Um, you know, and I'm glad you know, we have a workshop to kind of help with it, because I guess it's as many ways to meditate as it is to pray, and as there are conceptions of a higher power, and everybody has to get their own, you know. But it's helpful just to see what other addicts are doing. And thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm an addict. My name is Eve. Um, I come from an area where the traditions get used as a double-edged sword, sometimes by me and sometimes by other people. And we have a unity committee in our area that's been given direction by the area, by the groups in the area, to sponsor a unity weekend. And the members of this committee, I'm involved with this committee, want to have this unity weekend on the traditions. But we can't tell anybody, because if we tell them it's on the traditions, nobody's going to come. The same people that are on the committee, the same few people, are who will show up. So what we had come to is that the topics for the meetings at this Unity Weekend are going to be on the spiritual principles in the traditions, without naming which one is which. And all that kept ringing in me listening to this is, here's our program, here's our program. I think this is a great, I don't know, I had a real good experience. It was real hard for me to sit still for that long. I didn't. I wiggled and fidgeted and itched and did that kind of stuff. And I meditate, and I listen to tapes, and I usually wiggle and fidget and itch, because that's my nature. That will get better too, I'm sure. For me, this was such a beautiful way of summing up the traditions without banging anything over anyone's head, without any basic text thumping, as it was called tonight, without any accusations, you know, just a direct assimilation to my spirit rather than approaching me intellectually. I needed this. I needed this to give me a nice, calm, peaceful way of learning more about the traditions, learning more how to practice them in my life. You know, I've learned that the steps are how I relate to me and what I have to do for my own recovery without dealing with anybody else, really, except for maybe 8 and 9. And the traditions are how I deal with everybody else. And you know, I'm able to get to my place. You know, I have my little place that I go to, and it just kind of became a little bit more developed in my mind. I'm not the kind of meditator that sits and goes blank. I have to engage my mind in something, whether it's a process that someone's taught to me, whether it's chanting a mantra or just repeating "Thy will be done" over and over again until it sounds like nonsense to my head. I can't turn my mind off. It's just too active. I think a couple times I've almost reached that, and this is with a lot of tries. I remember having a few years clean and going to an 11-step meeting and crying, "Someone please help me. I can't meditate. I try and I try and I try." And I was told to stop trying and pursue and find out just what is meditation. And I learned that if you could look out the window and it could be raining outside, and one drop of rain could start at the top of the window and take 5 minutes to get down the window. And if you totally consume yourself with that drop of rain and see, feel, experience nothing else, that's a form of meditation. Total focus. This was really neat because the total focus is the traditions. I'm extremely spacey. I don't even know how I can get up here. You know, I like have to ground myself, and I'm really not grounded. I'm never grounded, really. I describe myself as someone with her feet on the ground and her head in the clouds, and it's through working the program in Narcotics Anonymous that I've learned this about myself. I had no idea how this could be pulled off. You know, doing a guided meditation at an NA function, and it works. Yes, indeed, it works. Thanks.
Hi, I'm an addict. My name's Frank.
Frank.
I guess what I want to say is this was great, number one, because it is. I've been meditating off and on for about 12 years, and I guess I'll tell you where I was at when it was in the dark times. The special place you called it. I had one before when in the abyss where I was when I was using, and it was a desert. And I was by myself except for 2 animal friends, and that was it. That was the isolation of it all. And with the one I experienced tonight was by a woods with some grass and a little brook with a pool. And I wasn't alone. I was with people in a circle, and we were sharing, and there was a glow around us, and that glow was the love, and that was the energy of this program. And that's what the visualizations that were coming were incredible, and I just let them come. I can do both kinds, or I can clear my mind. I start with a mantra and with breathing techniques, and then I clear it. After a while, I settle into it and I go blank. And I do that, and I do the visualization, and it doesn't really much matter to me. I can just get into it. But this was something great, because the way the visions came to me of the people and how the traditions work through people and how we need each other was what really came home, the we of the program, and that's what traditions mean to me. Really, it's all the we. And I want to thank you guys for doing it, because in our area, me and a friend of mine been thinking how the hell we could ever figure out a way to get a meditation going for maybe even starting a group with this in mind. And boy, you guys enlightened me. And I want to thank you all for this. This was fantastic. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Norman. I'm an addict. I started off this morning's meditation in the fog with 2 children, and I ended up with the meditation with a whole bunch of people, and they're all adults. So I went the full circle today. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Think about it that way. I'm used to being a nervous wreck, and I'm just not used to having the nice, easy calm that I have right now. It's just foreign to me. And for the few seconds, like I had sort of like to ground myself like that. I could identify what the lady said over there. It's going to take me a little while to get used to this sort of thing. Where I come from, it's hyperactive city, and everything has to be done yesterday. And after 30 years of that type of conditioning, it's going to take a little while to get it undone, but this is the beginning. You know, and I told one of the guys I sponsor that after coming here, he would never be the same. And I forgot to tell him I have to take my own advice because I'm not going to be the same person when I walk out of here. And everybody in this room made it possible. And Albert, I think I found a new friend. Thanks a lot.
Hi, my name is Devin, and I'm an addict.
Hi, Devin.
Hi, Devin.
This is the first time I've had the courage to come up at a convention. I've been to about 4 or 5, and my fear, it just overwhelms me. Although I found a peace in here that I haven't felt in I don't know how long. As soon as I thought that it was my responsibility to share it with you, my heart starts pounding, and I get real scared. And the only way to get rid of that really is to just say that right off Jump Street, so I'm going to get rid of that now. And I've learned that when my heart pounds that bad, I have something to say, and I have to say it for me, and for you. Because if there's anybody in here that's like I am, I have real difficulty with meditation. Long time I've been trying to do this. And even in here, I mean, my back hurts, and I get a bad back, and I'm, itching like the other lady was saying, and fidgeting and squirming. And my mind, my mind just goes. And I have something to share that I shared at some group sometime that was a suggestion to me when I first came back around. I was trying for a long time before I was able to put some time together. And it was that I was so out of touch, I couldn't even hear what anybody was saying in the moment, and I started to write a journal on a suggestion of somebody. And it's real weird. I've been writing it for 2 years now, and I stopped writing. I go to school now, and I'm busy, and I've been in a real weird place with my program. It's real good. I know it's no coincidence that I'm here. I stopped writing for a little while, and the change, and that the way I feel, I'm all jammed up all of a sudden, and I feel real uneasy, and it's unbelievable how important that is to me. That's become a part of my meditation. That's my way of emptying out, what's running inside of here all the time. And for about a minute, I got real resentful when I found out that I need to keep doing this, It's part of my program now, and that's for me, and I don't know how long it's going to last. But it's crazy. I guess it's my addiction because I like to write. You know what I mean? I don't know why I would get resentful that I have to keep writing for me, but I like to write. But I just thought that I had to do it. I started getting upset that I had to do it. And, real briefly, I'll just, my experience with meditation has been one of, it's just gone full circle. When I first was introduced to, not using drugs, I was sent to a place that wasn't of this fellowship. It wasn't of any fellowship. It was kind of their own little fellowship, and it was a real strange experience. But that was where I first found my God. It really wasn't anybody else's God, because I was forced to take a half an hour every morning, and I was so scared in this place that I ended up finding my God. But I've been through some things, and working on my steps, but I still have my problems with faith. Not faith so much as it's trust, a lot of problems of trust. Being here has been real perfect. It's just right. I can't say, I came in here and I'm a GSR for my home group meeting, and they paid for my package for me to come here. And when I first got here, I was feeling guilty because I felt I should go right into the agenda, and that's that. And they paid for me, and I belong there. And I wouldn't have gotten anything out of anything. I went to a Just for Today meeting, and I just felt like I was home again. I haven't felt the unity with the people in the rooms in a long, long time like I feel today, and like I felt tonight. And I am so grateful to be here right now. I'm going to buy this tape too and just keep practicing because it was hard, but that helps because when I try to quiet my mind, I'm not in any place where I can do that. I expect that I should be able to, but I can't yet, but this helped a lot to focus my mind. And, I don't know. And see, I'm up here for a couple of minutes, and this is also something for me just to get up here, because it was so hard, and I'm not even scared anymore. I could sit and look at your faces and just know that, feel the acceptance and feel the love, and I don't feel that anywhere else. I'm just I'm real grateful and I'm real happy to be here, and I'd like to thank you for helping me stay clean another day. That's all I got.
I'm an addict named Harry. Meditation now. I was sitting there while, excuse me, I was sitting there while the other speakers were sharing, and it's gone through my mind just what this meant to me, and it was an experience that I have went through before quite a few times, and this time I guess it was somewhat new in the sense that I've been clean for a couple of 24 hours, and as I sat there with the thoughts running through my mind that meditation and NA, they go together, or they appear to go together, because clearing your mind is like resting it, and it's like going into another dimension of yourself. And from what I've learned, about the program so far, the little bit I've learned from it, it has something to do with this, getting in touch with your feelings, learning about yourself, and peace of mind. It was quite some years ago, quite a few years ago, when I was into meditation through yoga. And at that time in my life, it came along at the right time, because I had a dramatic life, and I was away in prison and doing a lot of time, and I was searching and looking for me like I am now. And it helped me through those years. But after leaving prison and getting back into my active addiction, it's been some time since I wanted to get into it, just like my higher power. I lost touch with him, and out there in them streets, it wasn't something that I really wanted to do, because like I guess most addicts, I wanted to get high. But sitting there again, I was thinking, and it went through my mind that this is something that I should try to get back into at this time of my life, because I'm really trying to find myself, and I know that it helps. And clearing your mind like that, it's hard to do, but it gives you a chance to relax. And when your mind is relaxed, or mind is relaxed, then I can think better. I can function better. And this is what I want to do. As far as my program is concerned, I want to get deeper into it, and at the same time get deeper into myself. I feel that, deep down inside of us, that real us, the core, is God, like I've heard several people mention, and this is what everyone refers to when they talk about getting in touch with themselves, the real you. And it's not the surface, it's not what we've been projecting, and the real you is something that is automatic, and you don't plan it. It's just there, and it glows. And when it glows, you can see it on a person's face and in their actions. And this is why I want to get. So, I think meditation for me would be helpful in this way, getting me to get closer to myself and consequently my higher power. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm an addict. My name is Dan. And, you know what I mean, I was sitting there and what happened for me was, I was listening and, when it started talking about, like, that place, the first thing I thought about was, this shrine, this, religious shrine. And all of a sudden I started thinking about God as I understand him, and this God that's in my life today. And all of a sudden it started like I don't know, this was at the beginning, and I wasn't really, you know what I mean, getting in touch yet, I guess. I wasn't, and at that point I like started to concentrate on my breathing, and I was able to get past that and sort of relax a little more. And then I started thinking, as the music was changing, I was sort of listening to the music, or the sounds or whatever, and the sounds of the ocean. And at that point, I automatically started thinking about this beach, where I used to use at. You know what I mean? So now all of a sudden I'm starting to reflect on all these experiences I had, you know what I mean, at this beach. And, you know what I mean, I used to walk my dog down there and do this and fish and this and that. And there were a few times since I've been clean that I've been back to that beach, and just sort of walked along the beach and experienced the beauty and the vastness of the ocean. And that's what I was able to get in touch with, and it was real relaxing. But some of the thoughts that I was having, before this point were, I don't want to rain on the parade or anything, but some sick stuff was going through my head when I was trying to get to this place where I could sort of just relax a little, you know. And during the tape or during the session or whatever you want to call it, there were a few times during different parts of the tape where the music would, I was real in tune with the music and what was happening with the different sounds on the tape. And I sort of was able to go into like some of those colors that were in front of me, and to shut the thoughts stopped, and I just sort of went ahead into the colors, and I wasn't, it was blank, There are times when I pray, and mostly at night is when this happens. After I'll say my prayers and I'll be pretty relaxed, I'll just sit there and it'll be real quiet and I'll be real relaxed. And all of a sudden, it's like, sometimes it might be because I'm sleepy or something like that. But there are times when I actually feel like after I'm saying this prayer, I'm sort of, in that same kind of state, and where I gotta shake my head and I'm quiet and relaxed, and I sort of blank out, and I sort of just, I'm out of myself some kind of way. I don't know. You know what I mean? This is a bit much for me. You know what I mean? It's like cosmic, and I start feeling, you know what I mean? Like I was trying to move my arms and shit. You know what I mean? I couldn't move, and it was all right. But yeah, I liked it. You know what I mean? It was a good experience for me. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing.
Hi, Greg.
It's great to be here. I just went to a friend of mine's anniversary out in Oceanside, Long Island. That ended around 10 o'clock, and it was nice waiting for the lights to change, driving somewhat rationally to get down here. This was my first convention last year, and to see so many people getting better instead of going to concerts and seeing everyone fucked up was really something when I first came in. And it's nice to come back again and to be working that 11th step with prayer and meditation is something I love about the program. I'm not able to see God all the time, but whenever I get to the rooms, I see Him acting through the people in the rooms. I don't think any of us would be here without that particular higher power. And every time I speak, I feel I'm praying. And every time I think about what's being said in the room and what I'm going to be saying, I'm meditating. And it's one of the blessings of the program just to be able to go to a meeting and basically be working my 11th step just being there. I love this program. It gave me back everything I forgot I had. And I'm very thankful to each and every person in the program, and especially my higher power for letting me be here and speak here and arrive here safely. Thank you.
I'm an addict named Dean. And this coming in here tonight was really useful for me because I am one of the people that's played a key role in getting this conference together, and really this is probably the most peace that I've had all weekend. Just sitting in here and meditating. Actually when we were putting this together, I was wondering what this was, and when I came in here, I am one who has done several other things in recovery, for meditation. This is the first one when I really, after about 5 minutes, when I was really listening to the music and the sounds and the the voice over top of it, I was thinking that that for me this was really good because I really felt like it had some it has some value in program, because a lot of the other things have helped me sort of get in touch with me, but they weren't really program oriented, and this and this I really felt is something that I can really carry into every area of my life. Fortunately, generally, what I try to do with meditation is since I work during the day, I try to take time in the afternoon, and I just sort of get down on my knees and try to meditate. And I'm still and I was one who suffered from the idea that once I sort of got this down, that I was going to that I was going to be inspired all the time. And today I don't know how often how often I'm inspired, but I think that one of the big keys in the program for me is that I keep trying. That I do try to take the time. There are times that I have fallen asleep meditating, and that's not intentional. It's sometimes I'm just my mind is elsewhere, and that just unfortunately happens. But occasionally I do get that inspiration, and this workshop has been a real big help to me. Thanks for letting me share.
I'm an addict named Albert. I'd like to thank everyone for sharing. I just need to let you all know how I've come into this part. I had done a considerable amount of meditating before I got clean, and the only thing about that was that the place that I was involved in, they didn't have a requirement for the desire to stop using, and they weren't particularly cared with what I used or how much or how often, and so I wasn't required to stop using, and I didn't, except for they told me like 4, 5, 6 hours before I come to a meditation session, they asked me, please don't get high, so I didn't. And that was probably my first experience with wanting to get clean to do something for any spiritual benefit. And it was in one of those sessions that I met the man who's responsible for Albert looking at Albert as the problem to my life. Anyway, when I was a newcomer, because of the meditations that I had done before I got into recovery, I wanted to share all my knowledge with you. You know, I wanted to hold meditation workshops in my home area, and I shared that idea with my sponsor, and he did this. He said, "Here, read this book, start with the 11th step." And I found out real quick that you can't